A writer, a photographer, on the road exploring a fascinating world in a state of perpetual motion, constantly departing while always arriving, seeking a window into an ever-changing universe. This is WION Traveller. Time has nothing better to do than elapse. I can hardly believe that yet another year has come to a close. I'm undecided about whether it's quicker when you have a routine. I mean the whole 9-to-5 job, letting your hair down on the weekends and throwing in the occasional holiday.
I think it probably goes even faster when you live like we do. Wandering from city to city, from one hotel room to another, meeting scores of people, exploring new regions and discovering new stories. In the madness of all of that, I think it's even easier to lose track of time. I mean, I have trouble remembering where I was, say, 2 weekends back or where Johan and I had traveled to 6 months back. Absolutely no idea.
The end of the year, at least for us, is a period of consolidation, as it were. I've got 10 hard drives full of photos I need to sort out. They sit there on my desk, containing images from our lives this year. I have to conjure up the courage to go through them, because for that I need time. I don't just want to skim through them. I want to look, sit back and try to remember what I felt like when I took that photograph. The city we were in, the friends we made.
Johan,
Oh, hey, you made it.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. Good, good. I was wondering what the heck are you doing working on the first day of the new year?
Well, it sets the tone for the rest of the year, I suppose.
Yeah, you got all your hard drives out, eh?
Yeah, I've got some 10 hard drives full of photos, so
10 hard drives, eh?
now it's kind of time to start culling through it, and I just want to take my time though and not just skim through it, you know.
I got
That's it.
I got 3 of these, and that's it. All the, like, I mean, I really like keeping a journal because, you know, I know that one fine day when I'm sitting down, I will thoroughly enjoy reading what I felt on a particular day, where I was.
You
what I
write
was
every
doing.
day, or
Well, not every day, every other day. I mean, like, let me see.
pull out a sample?
Okay. Himachal Pradesh, 12th May 2019. After all this time on the road, sometimes I wake up and find myself disoriented.
Where am I? What is this place? Usually, I find my bearings within a few moments, but every once in a while, I find myself situated within a milieu so unreal, so dramatic, that it's hard to convince myself that it's not a dream. This time I know better, only because I've been here before. Garlis village is not a figment of my imagination. I'm in Himachal Pradesh, and this village is on the fringes of the Kangra Valley.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that town, Garlis. That
You
was so
remember?
cool.
You have
I
some
got some
pictures?
of those photos right here.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want to check it out. It
Wow.
was so cool, that town with all those mansions that were kind of just abandoned.
Beautiful,
like
eh?
haunted mansions.
What a hotel we stayed at there, man. That was
a neat spot, huh? But it's cool to
Oh
explore.
yeah, you took a
towns like
walk,
that.
you didn't you?
Yeah. So I took a whole walk around town and everything. I just couldn't stop clicking. It was like, it was so cool. What a heritage, you know, this town has.
Yeah.
Garlis feels a bit like a movie set that's served its purpose. It's hard to articulate for me. You know how sometimes you can walk into a place that you can just sense was brimming with activity and life till like a moment back. And now it's almost like people fled in a hurry. It's not hard to imagine what these ones looked like, simply because the place that we're staying at has been restored to its former glory. It's almost incomprehensible to me as a Swede that relics like these exist in India, unattended, left to decay. Back home there would have been extensive restoration, and this place would have been treated like a national treasure. Sometimes I feel that India is so special to have such a rich heritage. But because there's so much of it, I think people don't realize just how precious it really is.
Oh, and from there you went to Andretta, that quaint pottery village. You remember that place? Where you put us up at that hotel?
That was so funny, right? So I was looking for places to stay, and there was 2 places to stay or something in this tiny village, and one of them was called the Mirage.
Mirage.
I just had to book it. Come on, what's the chances, you know?
But do you remember how close the Dholadars looked from Andretta? It was gorgeous. That
From
place.
there, you had like a panorama of the entire range. That was something, huh?
We're at Andretta, and Andretta is, it's not the plains, but it's very close to the plains, probably foothills anyway. And even from here, the Dholadars look incredibly close. Wow, what a sight. Anyway, we are staying in Andretta at a place called the Mirage. Now, obviously, Johan booked that on purpose. I usually, Johan is usually responsible for setting up the places we stay at, and something I give him a fair bit of grief over every now and then. And he booked this obviously because, of the name, and he could rib me about it. Namaskar ji. And, well, he said to me last night, he's like, well, it's called the Mirage, it can't be too bad, can it? And he's absolutely right, because the Mirage is fabulous, really it is. Sounds funny saying that, but it is. It's a bit of a walk, but not too long, 5 minutes. That's the entry to the Mirage.
I spent my time chilling in Andretta. I didn't really do much, but you actually managed to get a pottery class from what is that guy's name?
Simran Singh.
Mini.
Yeah, right. Minnie and Mary. No, he's a very known guy. I didn't realize just how famous he was when I went to meet him. Actually,
He gave you quite a class, eh?
this guy almost lost it at me. I mean, this guy's like, no.
Now you're on your own.
Centering the clay is no child's play. Minnie is obviously extremely attached to pottery and regards my efforts with a fair bit of disdain.
Now just a minute, slow the wheel down. That's enough. Now you pull the wheel, play it through this. Come on, pull it.
Pull it like this?
Don't be scared. Now, the thing is, we'll have to slide it off. Stop the wheel now.
Stop the wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
Here. Now pull the string through. No, don't you dare. Pull the string through the water 2 or 3 times. No, go on. Yes, that's it. Go on, just pull it.
And then pull it through.
Yes, go on. Don't be scared. Once more. Just a minute. Go on, pull it. That's right. Now, you do is slide it onto your hand and put it there. Here. Onto the, No, don't touch the top. Slide it onto your hand. That's right. Now gently put it there. Gently. We'll straighten it out.
Got it. So then I'll clean up.
Now the thing is, you better clean it. The lady won't love you. She's there.
Oh.
Keeping her beady eyes on you.
Oh. I'll make sure I clean up.
I can't explain it, but the joy you get when you make something with your bare hands is something else. I didn't really get the hang of it, but I think I could. What I like most is that with pottery there's always a second chance and no wastage. I mean, I could keep trying all day and I'll still be pounding and reshaping the same lump of clay.
I mean, we spent a lot of time in the hills again, huh? I mean, we went to Himachal, but we also did a fair bit of Uttarakhand, didn't we, this time?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we keep going back to the Himalayas. But
Uttarakhand is
so
close to my
scenic,
heart, man.
It's so scenic,
I think, what was that place we discovered by the river where you did that yoga on the rock? That must have been one of your moments, eh?
Yeah, that is something I'll definitely remember probably forever, like right in between 2 waterfalls. Right? I mean, it was super serene.
The sound of the water gushing down is really loud and strangely quite calming. It's almost as if the sound blankets all distractions, pacifies random thoughts, and suddenly the only thing you can hear is the sound of your own breath. I'm not religious, but this comes pretty darn close.
Well, that's the reason I keep going back, man. My moment, I think, in 2019 was Binsar. I mean, you remember that place you stayed at, which is completely off the grid. I mean, how often are you going to find yourself in a place, no electricity, no telephone lines, no internet, just completely cut off, man. I think in today's digital age, that is such a rarity. 2 or 3 years back when Johan and I were thinking about WION Traveller, we had a short list of names. One of them was called Off the Grid. And we thought it sounded really cool and it was kind of representative of the kind of offbeat, remote experiences that we wanted to have and showcase. But I don't think either of us really sort of gave much of a thought to what off the grid really meant. If you look up the dictionary, it means off the electricity grid, which means you're generating your own electricity, whether it's through hydro or whether it's through solar panels. It also extends to sort of, drawing your own water, whether it's from wells or springs or just harvesting rainwater. We're at Binsar Wildlife Reserve, and I think this is the first time that we are truly off the grid.
When was the last time you learned something by observation? Call me ignorant, but I never realized that clouds move in different directions in different spheres of the atmosphere. It's rare when you know that you're having a moment that'll stand out in your collage of memories. This morning, waking up here in this isolated little cottage, walking out to the terrace overlooking this gorgeous expanse, spending my time reading and listening to the sounds of the forest is definitely a moment for the ages. It's been a remarkable morning.
And we judged a cookery show there. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
A cooking show with the villagers helping to prepare, the rice, and that was very cool. Yeah, that was quite something.
All right, guys, how are you feeling? Great. Awesome. So we got a cook-off between two teams, which will be home cooking versus the Michelin cooking. Guys, I love your enthusiasm and I'm smelling delicious food on the plate. The judges are waiting there. You got 2 minutes. Come on.
Here comes the food.
Good stuff, guys. So I don't think we're going to judge anything.
We'll just enjoy it.
So I always said that there's no winners for me
Right.
because it's about art of creation and the thought and intent behind it.
We are losers for sure.
No.
I think all of you can also eat. You should try it. Yeah, it's really great stuff. Adam, have a bite now. Wow, look at those time lapses, man. Those time lapses in Vincent was something else, huh?
Yeah, man, and how the clouds was there, like when the sun came up and then when the sun heated, the clouds just dispersed.
Yeah, from the valley. Yeah? But, I remember a sunset there. Because sunsets were no less spectacular.
Yeah.
And I remember I was sitting there all by myself. We'd finished shooting. And I was sitting there with the guitar and there was a dense cloud cover and there was a sliver of the setting sun. And I sat there and sang a song and you recorded me when I didn't realize you were. That was a magical evening.
Yeah, that was really nice. And we never aired that chunk, I think,
No,
in
we
the
didn't.
episode,
No,
did we?
we didn't.
Yeah.
Find a memory, confront it like a crime. Just beat it up, beat it up. Our friends and family will leave them all behind. We'll give them up, give them up.
And something we did, something new that we've never done on Traveller,
What was that?
cruising.
Oh yeah, the high seas.
Yeah, we went on a cruise. Yeah, that was something new.
Cruising is the other end of the spectrum from racing. There are essentially two ways to get from one point to another: zip down, taking the shortest route in as little time as possible, or meander along at a leisurely pace, taking in the sights, receptive to experiencing every little bit that the path brings, soaking in it, reflecting, allowing the journey to chart its own course.
That would be a way to see the world, huh?
You did some bhangra on that shit.
In the evenings, the deck transforms into an open-air venue with live music and a dance floor. Some boys even try to teach me some bhangra.
Yeah, they taught me how to do that, and then they quickly went away.
Man, we should definitely take more cruises this year.
I think so, yeah.
We should take more cruises. I think the cruising life suits us, man.
Yeah.
What do you say?
We can cruise through life.
Alright, reaching Mumbai. Oh man, look at the super hectic harbour, man. This one, look at that.
So many ships around here.
And we're in Amchi, Mumbai after spending. Wow, Carnival coming through, people! Out of the way!
That's a horn and a half.
That's called a foghorn, isn't it? Wow. It's called a foghorn.
Yeah, Goa, man. I mean, warmer climes and playing soccer on the beach. And
That wasn't on the beach. That was in Chopdam village.
I think that's what inspired us to challenge the
Man,
local.
those guys.
the local
those guys
team.
rogered us. Like, we got completely wiped out there.
We didn't score a single goal.
WION Traveller versus Chopdam. WION Traveller.
We got chopped.
Yeah, yeah.
We got
Gino and
properly
Joy.
rogered.
Yeah, they well.
Gino was our
was
our
the
real
star
hope.
striker.
Yeah, he was our real hope, and he was so close to a goal once. But
Let the games begin! Chop them!
Chop them! That's a pretty ominous sounding name if you ask me. Especially if you're going up against a bunch of lads that go by that name on a football field. The sport is really popular in Goa, and I'm pretty sure these guys know a thing or two about kicking a football. But it's our shins I'm worried about. It's WION Traveller versus Chopdam Village, and the boys are pretty stoked. Leading Chopdam is Diago Brito. On our side, the superstars are Janmejoy Bhattacharjee and Ginu Raj. Both these boys are no walkovers. No, that would be Mirage and me.
Okay, maybe it's not too evident, but the Chopdam boys took pity on us. I mean, it wasn't really much of a contest, and they did everything but score an own goal to give the game some respectability. To be fair, we knew that losing this game was a distinct possibility, so we came prepared to be good losers.
The winner gets
The winner! Chop them! Chop them! Chop them! What about that? You know, it was in Goa, right? Where you rented that really funny motorcycle.
well, I mean, I didn't really. Yeah, I had to do something out of the box. I mean, you kind of had an oil tanker over there. So you were gonna, if you were gonna be silly, I was gonna be more silly.
Mirage rode down to Goa on one of the biggest motorcycles I've ever seen. For some reason, he's kept the bike to move around in Goa. I've decided that instead of riding pillion, something that no self-respecting Swede would ever do, I've got to score my own ride. And it needs to be able to hold its own alongside Mirage's oil tanker. This is one sweet machine. I've totally stolen Mirage's thunder.
we even took WION Traveller overseas this year. First time around. I mean, Thailand was unbelievable.
I've always wanted to do Songkran also. I thought it was an epic celebration that time.
Yeah, I've been to Thailand so many times.
Right.
But Songkran really changed it for me, man. That was unbelievable. We had such a good time on those streets,
I
man.
remember like the guns we found and everything, like all the stuff. It was
you wanted a big
fun.
gun?
Yeah, I'm gonna find a big gun. Swedish colors. And then it was like a really small sprout on it. It's like, no. And then it broke down halfway.
It broke down too. Well, that was funny.
You pulled down my visor in front of all those guys outside of that bar, and I was below the belt, man. I wonder if they thought it was my real hair.
Bro, it endeared you to those people. Did you see that lady?
It was a moment.
I've seen footage, and she looks so charmed by you.
I think she became infatuated.
I have just used charmed and Johan in the same sentence.
That's the first.
Oh gosh.
But Thailand was amazing, you know.
Wait a minute. Wait for him.
Wait for those guys. Where are they? What's that mean? All right. Johan and I have taken a break and we're going to get ourselves some calorific beverages. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Happy Songkran, people. Oh, what a fantastic day in Bangkok. Festive atmosphere. Everybody's killing it. Where's Johan? He's disappeared. Okay. Very nice hair. Very nice hair. Can you actually see through those glasses? Can you see anything? No. You can't see anything.
Well, I can do this.
Oh yeah, there you can. Also, we invite viewer comments on Johan's new mop, which is actually very similar to his original mop. He's kind of feeling really nostalgic about it.
Yeah, it's one for the ages.
One for the ages.
This one only comes off slowly, just like my original one did.
You know about Rajasthan? I mean, we traveled a lot in Rajasthan this year, and Rajasthan is a place that I'd like to think I know well. I've lived in Rajasthan growing up in many cities. But that place we went to, I'd never seen anything like it. What were those hills called near Jodhpur?
Oh yeah, Javai. Yeah, that was a really cool experience, wasn't it? And like, for me, that was completely unexpected.
Yeah, and those leopards. I mean, we didn't see them, but I mean, what a story, eh?
I felt like even though we didn't see the leopards, it was still worth it to go out there on that safari and do that whole kind of adventure. It was really nice, yeah.
Jawai Dam, the largest barrage in western Rajasthan, creates a massive reservoir that partly submerges low hills and rocky mounds of the Aravalli range. Not only is this landscape unlike what you'd expect in Rajasthan, it's downright surreal.
The rain has finally stopped, and we pull out binoculars and wait for this mother-cub duo that is apparently hanging around in this very spot. What makes a safari in Javai Hills unique is that it's outside the boundaries of the small designated community reserve. Here, if you spot a leopard, then you've truly seen it in the wild.
नारायण जी, यहाँ पे कल आपकी leopard sighting हुई थी?
जी.
कहाँ पर? इस वाले पहाड़ पे?
जी, ये सामने वाले पहाड़ पे, यहाँ पे. Yesterday यहाँ पे sighting हुई थी.
अच्छा.
यहाँ पे दिखे थे एक वो मेल बच्चा है और फीमेल है.
अच्छा.
वो यहाँ पे रहती है सर.
अच्छा, दिल्ली पे है ना?
जी.
तो आप तो मतलब बिल्कुल वाकिफ होंगे कहाँ कौन से लेपर्ड कहाँ पे दिखाई देते हैं?
जी.
कितने साल हो गए आपको ये करते हुए?
मेरे को सर 4 साल हो गए यहाँ पे.
So, we saw lots of peacocks sitting around on rocks, goats milling about, and a healthy population of langurs, all prey for the leopards of Javai. Even though we didn't see any of the big cats, it's quite likely that the felines saw us. I wonder what they think, the leopards, about us, with our binoculars roaming around the landscape in circles. Do they know that we're the ones responsible for shrinking their worlds?
I really liked some of the stuff you did in Sweden, you know. I loved that plane ride you took with your uncle. Yeah. And I loved even that strange hotel you went to at the airport.
Yeah, the airplane hotel. It's funny little stories. And
I like seeing shots of your family, you know. It's good when you meet, like, When you see friends, families, you kind of understand where they're coming from and you feel closer.
Then it's nice now that they have a way to see what I'm doing when I'm traveling. It's nice to tell stories like this, and they can sit at home and watch the couch and see like what Indian stories are like. It's quite cool. It's nice to be able to show.
I think they just like watching you, Johan, and I think you feel quite good about it.
Well, yeah, they get to get more of an insight into what I'm doing now than before.
They're proud of you, man.
Well, guys, I'm sure that you guys have heard Mirage sing once or twice, but you never heard me sing. But before we tune into that,
well, we're going to leave you with this pretty tune that Johan has learnt up. But before we go, we just want to take this opportunity to wish all viewers a fantastic 2020.
Happy New Year!
From all of us at WION Traveller, and that includes you boys.
Come on in.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. What are you singing again?
मेरा जूता है जापानी, में पतलून है इंग्लिशतानी, सर पे लाल टोपी रूसी, फिर पे दिल है हिंदुस्तानी.
Also, sorry, postscript, important message from the producers. Please watch WION Traveller.